Rikochet!
Lucharan!
The Flea!
You got the Flea.
Buena Girl!
It's all bueno.
Mucha Lucha is an American animated television series created by Eddie Mort and Lily Chin. It aired on Kids WB from 2002 to 2005. The show is notable for being one of the first animated series to use Flash animation. The show is heavily inspired by the lucha libre, the term for Mexican professional wrestling. It follows three young luchadores, basically wrestlers, who attend the foremost world-renowned international school of lucha. Throughout the series, the characters try to balance school life, family, and their intense training to become professional masked wrestlers. A sacred set of rules that all luchadors must follow is the code of the masked wrestling. The most important rule of the code is that a luchador must never remove their mask in public. If they do, they lose their identity, their power, and their social standing. So real wrestling moves, unlike real traditional wrestling, the moves in Mucha Lucha are cartoonish and magical. The show treats lucha libre like magic. The masks grant the wearers supernatural abilities, and the town is full of mythical artifacts, legendary heroes, and bizarre monsters that are all tied to the wrestling lore. The show is celebrated for its authentic use of Spanglish. Characters seamlessly switch between English and Spanish in everyday conversation. It also heavily featured Mexican cultural elements such as celebrations, traditional food, and folk tales. The show focuses on a trio of friends.
Well, you're gonna have to get past me to get to me!
Rikochet is the central protagonist of Mucha Lucha. He is a young, enthusiastic masked wrestler who dreams of becoming a famous lucha libre champion. He is deeply dedicated to the rules and traditions of his school. He is highly energetic, heroic, and takes the code of wrestling very seriously. However, he is also somewhat impulsive and naive, which often gets him and his friends into bizarre situations. Despite his flaws, he always tries to do the right thing and protect his friends. He wears a red and blue mask, and his signature move is the pulverizing pinball.
You're late. I had to wait with the Flea. Yeah? Well, the Flea had to wait with the Flea too. And the Flea is not too happy about that either.
The Flea, the gross, eccentric, and cowardly comic relief of the group, he is obsessed with trash, dirt, and stinky things, but is surprisingly loyal to his friends. The Flea is infamous for his terrible hygiene. He rarely bathes and is completely proud of being filthy. Cowardly but lucky, he is usually the first to run away from danger or a fight. However, he often defeats powerful enemies purely by accident or by grossing them out so much that they forfeit. His signature moves are not traditional wrestling holds, instead they are based on filth. His ultimate weapon is the trash can of terror. The Flea was voiced by the legendary Candy Milo. Buena Girl, the smart, rational, and rule-abiding girl of the group. She always tries to enforce the code of wrestling and is obsessed with doing everything by the book. She lives up to her name by being the most morally upright character on the show. She is a strict rule follower and always tries to do the right thing. Her primary wrestling move is the Buena Bulldozer of Truth. The show has some memorable supporting characters also. Headmistress, the principal who runs the Lucha school. She is extremely strict and will expel any student that breaks her rules. El Rey is an action figure based on a masked wrestler with the same name and is also Ricochet's companion. Senior Midgarda is a physical education teacher and serves as both a coach and a referee during the students' matches. Masked Dog is Ricochet's pet dog and also El Rey's companion. Because it was an early pioneer of flash animation on television, the show had a very distinct, flat, and highly stylized look compared to the traditional hand-drawn cartoons of the era. It also had a lot of merchandising which involved toys, comic books, and the Game Boy Advance video game named Mascaritas of the Lost Code. The opening theme song is one of the most iconic and catchiest theme songs of all time. It also had a film based on the series Mucha Lucha, The Return of El Malefico, which was released in 2005. While it only ran for 3 seasons, for a total of 52 episodes, Mucha Lucha gained a cult following. It is remembered for its weird, quirky humor, its celebration of Mexican culture at a time when Latino representation in Western animation was rare. It was one of those shows you probably disliked when you watched it as a kid because of the animation style and silliness, but now appreciated more as an adult for its uniqueness and touch. It's definitely one of the most underrated shows of the early 2000s.